What's going on YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do, and this is a super exciting video because what's inside here is the new iPad mini. Now this came out on October 23rd, which actually happens to be my birthday, and I ordered it on the 23rd, so it did take a few days to get here. I should have pre-ordered it, but I did not. I wasn't 100% sure I was even going to get it, but I went ahead and decided to get it. Now I did get the cellular version because I loved my iPad mini. This is the one I got back when it released, like 4 years ago now, 3 or 4 years. Whenever that day, I don't even remember exactly when it released. But my wife has claimed it. It is now hers. She uses this. It is her iPad mini. And I have honestly missed it so much that I went ahead and got the new one. This is the 128 gig iPad mini A17 Pro Wi-Fi plus cellular. Now, on this one, you had 64 gigs, and then the upgrade was 256. I got the 256 gig, but honestly, I am perfectly fine with 128 gigs. I can keep it under that. I don't need more. It just increases the cost. 128 is the sweet spot for me, so that's why I got it. Now, some of you might need more than that. I do not. So let's do the unboxing. Let's peel this back. And it looks just like the 6. And I'll tell you what, my 6, this one right here, when it was mine, it went everywhere with me. It had its own cellular signal. There was times I left without even carrying my phone on me. I used it so much. I loved it. The size was perfect. I missed having a mini. Now I do have an 11 Pro M4, and it's fantastic. I have the Magic Keyboard for it. It's fantastic. I do really enjoy it. But I like playing games on my iPad, and the iPad just feels so large, and there's just so much room to you drag your finger from top to bottom or whatever. It's just a whole lot. But on this, it's just, you can just hold it like this and do everything. It's the perfect size, not a whole lot of this craziness doing this. You just boom, hold your hand, do both things there. So that's why I really like the mini. Now I'm not even gonna use this, but this is a 20-watt adapter. I have tons of cables and adapters, but the nice thing is it's also braided. It's a braided cable. It feels premium, feels fantastic. All right, let's put stuff back in here. And today is 18.1 day. So my phone updated to 18.1. It says ready for Apple Intelligence. Okay, so I joined the waitlist today, and then it says done. So I thought it was going to take longer. So, oh my. Yeah, so just summarize all and then speak to Siri. So this is going to have this as well on the iPad mini, which is huge because this thing is older. It has 4 gigs of RAM. This has 8 gigs of RAM. It is not going to be able to handle it. So let's just take a look at the iPad. We've got speakers and microphones. We've got volume up and down. We've got the power with the fingerprint, which is fantastic. Late at night, laying in bed, you just use your finger to unlock it. And then the charging port. So let's turn it on now. And let's connect up a charger. That turned on rather quickly. I know the iPad mini 6 charges at 20 watts, which is pretty good. I mean, there's no complaining there. And right away, my phone recognized that there was something nearby to set up. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue. It's connecting, scan the little code on the screen. And I am going to set this up as a new device. Oh, that's fantastic. So 15 volts is going to be, that's like the 16 Pro Max. The 16 Pro Max charges at 15 volts as well. So it says it can charge at a theoretical top speed of 35 watts, 15 volts, 2.3 amps. So it wants me to continue on my phone, set up for me, and it says finish on iPad. So the iPad is at 90% battery, so really I can just unplug this. So again, I got the cellular model, so it is currently activating the cellular chip inside it. I love cellular so much because I don't have to constantly connect my phone to my tablet and hotspot share, and then, oh, I'm running out of hotspot data, and I just, there's my little signal, there's my icon, there we go. So it does have an update. We're going to let it update. And I'm going to set this up as a new device. So I'm going to cut this and come back when it's done. All right. So we went ahead and applied an update. I don't think it's going to be 18.1. It should ship with 18 at least. So Touch ID, which is fantastic. I love Touch ID. It's like Face ID works really well, but man, just the ability to use your finger, it is pretty awesome. And yes, we will use another finger. So yes, for the first time in a while, I'm going to say don't transfer anything. I'm not going to use my iPad mini for Apple Pay. I mean, if it's the only device I have on me, I might want to do that.
Colors of the sky. The colors.
All right, so here's our iPad mini. And if we go to the update here, we are currently on 18.1. So yeah, it went ahead and updated to that. That's fantastic. Ready for Apple Intelligence. So I'm just going to say all, because I don't really know. And continue. Okay, so let's take a look at these two devices. This one was a cellular version that I got on Verizon. This is a cellular version I got on T-Mobile. And it's currently Wi-Fi only. Like, I don't have a service on it anymore, but I do have service on this one. It looks almost exactly the same, except, of course, iPad mini versus just iPad. Camera is same. This is like a lighter gray, and then this is darker. But, yeah, it's literally no. So they just updated the software and the inside internals. And so the exciting thing is this case for my other one should have no trouble. Oh, I have it. Haha, that's funny. Okay, so this should have no trouble fitting in here. And very nice. All of my old iPad mini 6 stuff will still. That's super freaking cool. Oh, that's fantastic. I love this case, by the way, because I could just do this and watch content or stream something or whatever, or even do like a video chat with somebody. This is Urban Arbor Gear UAG, so that's exciting that it still works. And I have an iPad mini screen protector somewhere, because this one's had a screen protector on it since I got it. And I guess I'm curious if this is also 15 volts. I don't recall. Yes. So the Mini 6 is also 15 volts with a theoretical 35 watt max, but it charges at 20 watts. And the cool thing is the new iPads support the new Apple Pencil, and so I will probably end up getting one eventually. I don't really use it a lot, but there's times when I'm using I'm playing a game like Drawful on Jackbox games, and it would be pretty cool to have a pen to go with it. But yeah, it's essentially the same thing. It's just got a newer chip, so A17 Pro, and it's got twice the RAM, and it can support Apple Intelligence. And that's about it. So if you have a 6, I mean, unless you have to have Apple Intelligence, I don't think it's going to be necessarily worth it. But since my wife claimed my Mini 6, and I really missed this form factor so much, I'm super glad to have one again. Like, you don't even know. This will fit in my jacket pocket. Some of my jeans have big enough pockets to fit this. This is just so easy to carry around, and you get the tablet experience. Some of the games I play, you get more stuff on your bar. You get more layers of rows of things, and it's a better experience on a tablet than it is on a cell phone. But having a giant tablet like that, it's just way different, and you can't really hold it like this. You can't really play like this because your fingers are so you got to do this. So, but on this, it's just raw. I love the iPad mini so much. Now, it doesn't appear to have a way to do like a magic keyboard. There's no pins or dock or anything like that. So that's why my 11 Pro is still going to be fantastic. And I did have a 13 Pro, and now that I have a mini, I do wish that I hadn't traded my 13 for an 11, but I did, because the 13 was just so much My bags that I had to carry it in, it didn't have pockets for it. It was too big. It was too cumbersome. But now that I have this, I wish I would have kept my 13. I wish I would have kept my 13 because then I'd have that much larger screen for at home. And then I would have this little screen for laying in bed. Dude, laying in bed, playing something or watching something before bed. This is just the perfect size. I love this size so much. Now, I do plan on downloading Call of Duty on the iPad mini 6 and on here and seeing if there's a difference and possibly making a follow-up video, just literally some gameplay and showing, if there's an advantage or not to going from the 6 to the 7 if you use it to play games. Now, honestly, if I'm playing Call of Duty with a controller, I'm going to use my A17 Pro, but I just still want to make a video. So I'm indoors. I am connected to 5G ultra wideband. And that's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So there's the 5G icon. Now, the other follow-up tests are usually better than the very first one you ever run. And this is a new device that still probably maybe has things going in the background. So we'll give it that. And plus, when I'm outside, it is a lot better. I am currently indoors in an apartment with floors above me, so not the best signal. So I couldn't be more thrilled. I'm super excited to have this. Alrighty, so it's been a couple hours, and there's just one thing that I really want to show you guys. So with the iPad, you can now go to the battery and go to battery health and set an 80% limit. So what that means is with this button on, like it enabled, it's only going to allow your iPad to charge to 80%. So what that means is you're going to be able to have this battery be at its full capacity for many years. Charging a battery to 100% is not good on it. Draining a battery lower than 20% is not good on it. You want to keep it between that 20 and 80% window, and you'll have a battery that 4 or 5 years from now is still lasting just as long as when it was new. Now, if you keep it at 100% all the time, or you constantly let it get down to 1 or 2%, or even die, then a year or two from now, it's going to be at 80% battery health, 70% battery health, and you're going to notice that the performance is either slowed down to keep the battery life sort of the same, or it's going to just need to be plugged in all the time. So this 80% limit is fantastic, and I keep it enabled on all of my devices that have that option. So it's exciting to now see that in the options. So let's talk about storage real quick. I've installed 2 big games, Genshin Impact and Call of Duty Mobile. And as you can see, Genshin Impact's 31 gigs. That is a larger game. I do recommend getting the 256 gig if you plan on using it for gaming with games like that. Now, personally, I'm just going to use my iPad Pro because it has the M4, a more powerful processor, but I just wanted to show you the game on the iPad mini A17 Pro. Now, it's only a 60 hertz screen, so it's just going to run at 60 hertz. Now, it does use Bluetooth, and they've actually made iOS 18 better with Bluetooth controllers, but I use wired whenever possible, so let's go ahead and use this wired controller. All right, so I actually have to change that because it absolutely kills me that B is confirmed and A is back. So if you go down here to this option, it's going to be flipped normally. So B is confirmed and A is cancel. But I went ahead and made it the normal thing that I'm used to. And so I know my camera's only recording at 30 frames per second, but this is running very well at 60 frames per second, and we have it on the high quality preset. So I think it actually changes to custom. Yeah, so it's on custom, and it's on 60 frames per second, and you can see that the bar is up there pretty high. But it looks fantastic, and it's running it very well at 60 frames per second, so obviously there's not a lot of action going on, and I do not know this game. I absolutely have no clue except the super basic what I've, found out on my own so far. I'm not someone that plays this game. It's just I know this is a popular game, and I know that it's a popular game on iPhones and iPads. So I don't know. I just wanted to show that it was running, and we'll go ahead and close it out now. Now, one game I do know is Call of Duty, and I did play like the beginning tutorial stuff to get to the point where I could use a controller. And if I go here to the settings, you have a frame rate option for maximum, and it lets you do high. You cannot do very high or max with max frame rate. So I just have it on what you see here. High quality with maximum frame rate. I have it on advanced control since I'm using a controller and I have, a controller. So obviously I have an advantage over someone that's using a touchscreen. With that being said, man, there's some freaking people out there that absolutely dominate with the touchscreen. They use like the claw method where they have like a bunch of fingers on the screen at one time. They just all ran towards me there. That was free. So, yep, this game runs at 60 frames per second, and it looks fantastic. I'm very impressed that this little A17 Pro, this iPad mini is freaking... This is fantastic. I could play with... Oh, no! I could play with this all day long. This is fantastic. This is great. You'll definitely want to plug this thing in, though, because I was at 80% health, and then I started like doing the tutorial, playing a couple matches, trying to get, a video made, and we're at 50% before, and now we're at 45%. Plus, it generates quite a bit of heat. The back of this thing got pretty warm. Not concerning or anything, just definitely warm. Man, this map brings me back to the old days. I don't remember which Call of Duty this is in, but this is definitely in one of the older Call of Duties. Oh, shoot. I hear somebody coming. I got a little surprise for you. I feel like I'm friggin' dominating. This is crazy. Wow. These can't be real people. This is... What? What is this? Yeah, I didn't die. Oh my gosh. That was actually quite freaking fun. I like this. This is a lot of fun. So just making a quick video and I get MVP of a match. So that was fun. Oh man. This thing's handling everything like a champ. Wow. Okay, so people are... I don't know. So now we're going to go ahead and plug it in. And then we just have to hold down the button on here and connect it to Bluetooth. And we can use Bluetooth connection and charge this thing up while we're actively using it. So similar to the iPad mini 6, looks like it's going to charge around the same 20 watts. Which, honestly, my iPad mini 6 charged very quickly at 20 watts. Like, I had no issues with it. So... it looks like it's going to be the same exact experience with the A17 Pro. We're currently at 44% battery life, so yeah, that's not like really fast. My iPad Pro 11-inch M4 can charge at 40 watts, which is pretty fast. So, and we're hitting a little bit over 20 sometimes, so you can't complain. All right. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. It's a small favor to ask for. Your team has external device connected. You will now be playing against players with external controllers. Interesting. So, yeah, it's going to be a more fair match. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not doing so already. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new here. This is What Would Josh Do? And I'm out.